All right, are we good to go?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, awesome. What's up, guys? All right, so me and Yugami, we were talking, and we decided to start our own little thing because I was like, damn, there's really not that many Battle Nations YouTubers and stuff. I felt like the content scene was kind of dry. Most people kind of fall into two categories: those who stream and talk about the game, and the other people who make tier lists. So at least I believe that talking about the game um, is kind of where we need to go. So today, just to kind of ease us into this, because neither of us have ever done anything like YouTube related before or anything like that, we're just gonna be going through the main Discord suggestion page and looking at people's suggestions and talking about, how we feel about them and stuff. I don't know if Yugami wants to say anything before we get started or not.
No, I'm good, but I'm very excited to see what some of these suggestions are because there's some stinkers in there.
Yeah,
There's some really bad ones.
we're starting off good by making sure we check off the box and telling everyone their suggestions suck. All right, we're gonna go top. Actually, I don't know if you guys have any sort of preference if we should go bottom up or top down, but if you do, then let me know. Yugami, tell me what they say if they say anything.
Yeah, I'll watch the chat.
Also, yeah. So also the way this is gonna work is we will be doing these live here, in the Discord, and then we're going to cut them up and then upload them onto YouTube. That's just need more anime cat girl units.
All right, awesome.
Debatable. But we're going to be recording them here live in HSC, and then we're going to cut them up, edit them, and post them onto YouTube afterwards. So anyone who doesn't, not able to catch them, because they are happening pretty late, they'll be able to slide in, on the YouTube channel instead. Okay. Yugami, you're going to have to tell me things in chat, because I won't be able to switch back and forth between these. Okay. First one is from Crystal Wolf is the GF. Elder Grouper one day. As the other animals got their older forms, but the Elder Grouper never got released, I suggest we get the Elder Granddaddy of the Groupers at some point.
Like the red and black one?
Yeah, the one that...
Is that the Elder? Yeah. That's pretty sick. We never got it right.
I've said this before, but I feel like we should get more naval units in general. Like, especially the fish hatchery. I don't know exactly what the building is called. It has literally 2 fish in it, just baby and monster grouper, and that's it.
Yeah, it's very bare bones. I mean, they obviously didn't get very far into the naval content, but I would love literally anything to spice it up. It's so boring to have to level the same few units, and nobody's gonna do the reef bandits. I'm sorry. There's a few people in our guild that are crazy enough to do the reef bandits, but they're not entertaining in my opinions. Did he die? Oh, he absolutely did.
Okay.
There we go. Welcome back.
I friggin'...
What are you doing, bro?
Alright,
so
my
good.
bad, y'all. My bad. Hold on. Okay, we're back. We are back.
My God,
my bad. Alright, first time doing this, first time jitters. My bad, y'all. Kind of screwed up that whole thing, but we're back. Is the stream working?
Yeah, it's working. I'm crying,
cool.
bro.
I can't believe
Holy
that just
shit.
happened. But yeah, I said before that we should get I think shark units would be cool to add.
Sharks?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of shark enthusiasts in the guild, so.
By the way, if there's anyone who wants to speak and actually has ideas and isn't trying to get up here and troll, I don't mind letting people on to talk about suggestions if they're passionate about them or something. You're gonna have to watch that though, because I can't check it from my end.
Bro, okay. I'll keep an eye out, but I don't trust some of these people. Okay. We'll see.
Alright. Yeah, Navy just needs more stuff in it. Elder Grouper would be a nice thing to have. Although if they did that, I could see them making Monster Grouper non-nanopod, and then make an Elder Grouper a nanopod unit. Boarding action naval battles from a JF member, Corporal Jenkins. future naval battles that lead into boarding action infantry only battles that have a chance to yield higher gold/bar and gear rewards would be a cool concept. What does that mean?
So I take it that they mean we would have like land battles just taking place on somebody's ship instead, which is just a reskin of like land battles. That's all that it is. It's just a reskin.
I think he's
So
saying
I mean, it's a
like,
cool idea, but
like wave 1 is a
Not really too
naval,
much.
and then you transition into an infantry. But like, why?
oh yeah, that could be cool.
I think it's kind of
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of gimmicky. It's pretty surface level. I mean, I guess it would be more interesting for something like a boss strike if they ever reworked Sovereign Navy. Being able to start it actually in the Navy content and then transition to land content rather than just re-rolling your waves until you get a land only encounter. Being able to, swap halfway, that might be interesting. The Sovereign Navy boss strike definitely needs to be changed in my opinion, so it could be interesting, but it's definitely just a gimmick. Like this is just a reskin of land battles.
Yeah, but on Navy side. And the problem stems from Navy being like so ass right now, and it's so boring that people just want to have land battles when they're doing Navy.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the biggest issue that most people have with the game right now. Is just Navy content's so lackluster, and there's not really anything going on. So just anything to spice it up. I think that's what people are craving.
All right, a senior officer. We have a junior. Oh, this
This
is by
from
Lobo. Okay. I had to
Okay.
watch my mouth here, or else he's gonna rag on me later. All right, we have a junior officer who we never saw get an elite version or an upgraded version of like how we go from troopers to rangers. A later game version would be nice as well if it was equipped with Morgan's pistol, because we have the heavy gunner who is supposed to be our unit version Ramsey and essentially have the same gun or a very close resemblance. Let's see what people said. You could just be the officer, no bells and whistles, or just make junior here better. A junior officer would be in the lieutenant range.
Interesting.
Um,
I mean, the unit's kind of cool, but like it is pretty underutilized. I think that junior officer definitely needs a buff. As for giving it something like an upgraded, I don't know how you would upgrade it really.
Just make it do more damage, I guess. But that's pretty fucking boring, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Morgan's a pretty bare bones troop. He literally just shoots, and then he has a second attack that shoots farther. I mean, it could be neat, something to spend merits on, but I think it's kind of, like, who cares? I mean, how many people are training junior officers? Let's be real.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, this is probably just a change that Lobo wants to see because Lobo really likes the junior officer.
Okay.
So I don't think anybody else is clamoring for an upgraded version.
New/returning friendly silver wolves, for example. Okay, I'm guessing these are just
okay.
they want to have these silver wolves added as stuff as well. Yeah, silver wolves need more stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is a no-brainer, right? I think everybody just wants more silver wolves.
It's so funny
I
because
do.
wஎன்ன I built the vault, I never looked at like what was
What's
actually in it. So whenever I pulled it up and there were 2 units that were free and 4 nanopods, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, a lot of the units that are actually in there are pretty lackluster, for lack of a better word. I would definitely like more silver wolves. They're definitely the coolest thematically, in my opinion. But again, it all really centers around the fact that they need to be balanced well. So, I mean, if these guys are terrible, nobody's going to use them. So that's pretty much the biggest thing. Is just making sure that they're actually placed well in the meta, so that way we can actually use them, because there's no incentive to use really any of the raiders, like the allied raiders, or really any of the silver wolves besides the garbage truck. I know that some people are really liking the garbage truck, but yeah, I mean, if these guys were good, I'd love to see them come around.
I would like to see, because the raider camp is what, 20 skulls or 30 skulls?
Something like that. It's
yeah, I'm not sure.
kind of expensive,
but they're like level what, like 18 troops. Cannoneer's like a level 18 troop. They should just make it to where the raider camp is like 5 skulls and it's super easy to build at the level you're at. and those units are based around that level. And then the Silver Wolf units are like the Raider replacement, because they're kind of Silver Wolves are kind of the Raider replacement story wise, as you go up in levels, like for our
Yeah,
level
for
range.
sure.
So like the potato guy can literally just be the Raider Cannoneer, but he does more damage and he's a Silver Wolf.
For sure. I mean, that's exactly what they're supposed to be, right? It's weird that they didn't add more. I feel like maybe if Z2 got a little bit further in their lifespan, maybe we would have seen some of these units come around, but they kind of went crazy with the promos instead, so I think they just dropped the idea.
Yeah, I gotta make that money. I mean, it's the same thing like with Raiders. The Raider Brawlers are promo unit, and for what reason? Who spent nanopods on the
no
Raider
idea.
Brawler? Let's be for real. But some of these are sick. I mean, and they're not even like this is literally just a fucking RPG troop. The same with the actual RPG trooper. But yeah, they should add all this stuff as regular units that you can just train.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been hearing constantly that everybody wants the potato guy. So I know that at the minimum, that guy should come around at some point. It doesn't make any sense that he's not already in the game, in my opinion. And I know that I know Madrona teased potentially adding those 2 limited time units. The 2, what was it? It was the rifle guy and the Ares equivalent or something like that. Those 2.
Oh, the enforcer and the artillery.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Those guys. I don't know why they didn't add them. I would love to know the reasoning. They didn't really give us much of a reason.
Because they said they wanted to
kind
balance them, but they're kind of already like not that great to begin with.
I don't think that they were broken, in my opinion.
They weren't.
They did like their stats aren't crazy. It would be nice to just have alternative units to play around with right now, especially with not a whole lot to do currently. So yeah, for sure.
Salvage Trucker Boat, Angry Epic. I mean, with a salvage unit that increases reward and has a small chance of giving a unit of your choice. What?
No.
If anyone knows what they're suggesting, please let me know, because I have no idea what this is supposed to be.
I think what they're saying is they would like to have a unit that is effectively a buff for your side, and it has a chance of dropping a unit of your choice or increasing the amount of drops you get per fight. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little. I mean, I like the idea of having buffing units for sure, but one that increases drop chance, I don't think that it's really necessary. I think once the game is fully implemented, there's a lot of good avenues for generating resources that I don't think I need a unit that increases the amount of drops I get personally. But I know some people feel differently based off like how often they play the game and stuff like that. But
well, if there's a unit that does that, it's the same thing of why I don't. There's gonna be a healing suggestion in here somewhere, and it's the reason why I hate healing units. It's like with a unit like this, you will field it in every single fight to get more stuff. As simple as that. Like if you're farming like rebels, it will be in every single rebel encounter because you want more vials, or like AC fight. So it's like that's the only time it's ever gonna get used, and it's never gonna get used outside of that. Like boss strike, you'll never see it because there's just no point unless it gives you more 100%. Points. Then it's
and that would be crazy.
And it's the same thing with healing.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's like if you put in a healing unit, it's either everyone uses it in every single formation because it's super meta and overpowered, or no one is ever gonna use it because it's super ass and it does nothing. So
yeah, pretty much.
Like
I mean,
like
that's kind of like the balance that they have to strike with promos too. Is obviously everything comes back down to balancing and stuff like that, but they really just need to make sure that it's not so good to the point where we have to field it, or else you're just losing out on something. This would definitely just become a case of like if you're not using it, then you're playing the game not optimally, and then the game is solved. So it's just a little boring.
All right, Angry Epic again. Shop. A daily market or a ship passing by at the trade route area where you trade resources and gold could be cool, but extremely rare, like 1% nanos. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know what the last part is, but they were cooking on the first half. Like a daily market kind of traveling merchant type deal would be pretty interesting.
What would it sell though? Like resources?
Yeah, see, this goes back to an idea that I had of like some kind of merit shop, where you could just trade in merits that you get from assisting for resources or something. it would be pretty cool to have something like that. And if it was, I mean, I don't know. I think more ways to generate resources isn't a bad thing, but it just needs to be done in an interesting way. It's a cool idea. I don't know what the last part is.
There's an idea
1%
there
nanos doesn't make
somewhere for
sense.
sure.
Yeah, it's just a little bit in the weeds. Is this another one up next from Angry Epic?
Oh, this guy
Yeah,
was
it
on a
is.
roll back in June.
Yeah.
I may have a idea. Add a repair move for ships where they get rid of the breach and gain a little HP back, but there they can't attack for 2 turns. No, moving on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
GF, Corporal Jenkins. Spoilers for story. Alright, guys, shield your eyes if you don't want the, what is this, like 13-year-old game story spoiled for you.
Yeah.
Would make sense for after the Empire falls to have a refugee camp, so that it could add some unspoken depth to the crisis of more refugees coming north to escape the rebellion. Could have a similar aesthetic to the Frontier Recruitment Building. I mean, we already have an orphanage.
Yeah, but what would it do? As far as this is written, it just sounds like an aesthetic change to just have refugees lying around. But yeah, I mean, if it was some kind of frontier recruitment, that could be interesting. I don't know what the refugees would do in particular, but yeah, feel free to open up the chat. What are you doing?
Hold on. My audio. Wait.
Hold
on. Talk real quick.
I'm talking.
Go again.
Question mark? I'm still talking. Yada yada.
Is there any way? Okay, never mind. I think I might just be tweaking.
You might be.
It's fine. Okay.
You could transfer to Xbox.
Okay, now I need to scroll down real quick. My bad, y'all. I thought there was something wrong with the audio, but it looks like it's fine.
Iker is spamming. I'm not
Is
gonna
he?
accept that hand raise. It can't be good. It can't be.
Iker, make a case for why we should let you talk, and we'll let you in. Okay,
All right,
but yeah,
what's
I mean, is this gonna be like you have to build this type building, like the ancient, the shop, the gold maker thing? Because if it is, then I don't want that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All
pretty
right,
much the
here's
same.
a big one. Upgrade multiple buildings at once from T.
Yes, please.
That's it, just T. All right.
Their name is hidden because of you can disable streamer mode if you want, and
It's
it'll show
fine.
their
No
full
one
name.
else's name was hidden, so I don't know why I was like that. Whatever.
I don't know why it does that. Yeah.
I'm stepping forth to become the pioneer. All right, we have a martyr in the chat of the upgrade multiple buildings at once cause. This idea has floated around for a long time, so I'm not claiming originality. I'm just compiling the big ask with some structured opinions for implementation. As we all know, currently you can only upgrade one building at a time. You can construct multiple things, but upgrade is just one. Clearly designed in the Z2 area to push people towards spending nanopods, and it's felt increasingly outdated in the crazy modern times we live in. I probably don't have to read the rest because we kind of get the point. I think that they should
this got a lot
either
of likes.
uncap it and just let you upgrade like crazy, cap it to like 3 buildings at a time, or introduce a building like the permit office that you can upgrade to have more things, because the game is like a Clash of Clans city builder.
Yeah.
So if you just let people go crazy and start upgrading whatever they want, it's kind of like, especially the whales are gonna have maxed out bases in 5 minutes, no time at all.
Rue.
So go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking. You're not wrong about the whale part. I think that it would be pretty strong for the right player base, and wouldn't really benefit the lower level players. Like, lower level players already struggle with resource management and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's obviously a nice quality of life feature, so I think that they should probably add it anyways. But it's interesting.
I lean in the Clash Royale direction. I think adding a building that has like 5 levels or 10 levels or something, it could do something like, if you level up the building, you get increased upgrade slots and upgrade like cost reductions. I think that'd be cool. Like every other level, so you get up to 5 upgrade slots and then 5 like resource / time reductions or something like that. I think that'd be neat. It gives whales something to spend nanopods on, and it gives free to plays a little bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting suggestion. I mean, it has a lot of likes. This has been talked about in the community for a really long time.
Yeah,
Just being able to
literally.
upgrade multiple things. So, I mean, I'd be down. I know that I'm like upgrading a few things right now, just extra buildings and stuff like that. So, um, I would personally like it, but I also understand why it hasn't been implemented so far. I mean, the game, it's a mobile game. It's trying to keep your attention. It's trying to keep people active and coming back daily. And there's not really much incentive to keep people coming back if you let them do everything in one day. So I understand, but I would like to see it happen.
Yeah, I just think it's an old system from the Z2. Like, it doesn't really mesh well nowadays
For
with
sure.
how other games work. All right. By the way, I got another ad. If you could check the chat and see what that was about.
It is Waffle begging to talk about that last topic.
Let him in.
I. Oh, God. Okay.
Waffle, I'll kick you out afterwards, though. But let's hear it.
I accepted it. Let's see if he can speak.
Whenever he puts
No?
up a request, it should just bring him straight up once you accept it.
Waffle, raise your hand again. Okay, invite this. Well, I pressed it and nothing happened, so I think he doesn't have perms. Womp womp. Literally nothing happened. I actually accepted it.
Waffle,
so,
try it one more time.
I think it's because Max has to give you permissions to do it. Open up the chat and you can accept it if you want.
Waffle, check at the bottom middle of your screen, see if there is something that you can use to join. Because I sent you an invite. It says sent. No.
Yeah, you just can't.
Choom, you
I'm
try.
not, definitely not. No.
Okay, Waffle's just cooked.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can
okay.
hear
Okay. So,
Waffle.
I have to say this real quick before I have to go.
Okay.
This is the idea that will save Battle Nations.
you. Oh God. Okay.
So,
Oh, I got
the
to
biggest problem with Battle Nations is whenever I talk about it, especially to my girlfriend, I can visibly see the countdown before she leaves me. The problem with Battle Nations is it's an old game that relies on, currently, a lot of old players coming for nostalgia. That is not a sustainable long-term solution because eventually the veterans are either going to get bored, run out of money, and move on. We need fresh blood. The way we can do that, in my opinion, is we have to update the way Battle Nations not is played with the gameplay. I think the gameplay formula is solid, but how we interact with each other past guilds. We have the technology. This isn't 2016 anymore. It's 2025. So what I'm thinking is if you are familiar with, for example, games like Helldivers 2, quick rundown for those who don't know what I'm talking about. It's a game where, ignoring the gameplay, after you beat a mission or do anything, your progress is recorded overall in conquering or liberating a planet that you are fighting on. My idea is, what if we steal that idea by making it saying that we are all parts of Imperial Remnants? So a guild is essentially a band of Imperial Remnants working together, paying contact with one another, and we are trying to retake the Empire. You know? Because early on, you learn that the Empire falls. I think that's a really cool idea that will motivate a bunch of players to work together to fix the Empire.
Okay.
So what we can do is use boss strikes instead of just being like, hey, let me sit down for 10 fucking I shouldn't swear, sorry. Let me sit down for 10 hours and get as many boss strike points as possible. So, ooh, look how good I am, right? Let's make it, hey, let me sit here for 10 hours so I can get like 3% back of a certain country. Because in the beginning of the game, you see the continent of Battle Nations. We can go for different objectives, maybe like oil fields, a bonus on like oil regeneration, stone, iron, depending on your guild's performance, right? Or maybe we can have battle with other guilds, right? And the justification is we don't like this other Imperial faction because they're deviating from what true Imperials would do, right? As you see with missions, spoilers by the way, like the veteran mission in Marin when they teamed up with Silverwolves. Like we need to have more fleshed out PvP interactions, so its sense of camaraderie is made, versus just, hey, haha, you guys want to see my stream where I grind R6 vets for 8 hours straight? Like that's not great content.
For sure.
And that's like my thought about it, just making it more. I have more thoughts on like updating the gameplay, but that's for another time though, because I have to go soon. Thoughts?
Okay. Yeah, actually, that's it's an interesting change. I definitely would like more interactive ways to play the game, talk or do content with other people and stuff like that. I think it's definitely interesting. I mean, even if Madrona didn't implement something like that 1-to-1, I would definitely love to see aspects of that idea implemented. What do you think, Oolkki?
I think if for like new players, like the gameplay can be tweaked, and I want them to add new systems and stuff. But I think if the game wants to get new players in, it absolutely, like, the early parts of the game, as much as I remember them, like nostalgic wise as a kid, they are boring as shit, and there is literally nothing to do for the first like 20 levels. Like you literally do nothing.
Yeah.
And the units are all like, they all suck. And all the fights suck. There's like no strategy to them at all. You literally just throw down some gunners and win every single fight. So I feel like they just need to focus more on like that early part, get people hooked. Because once you can start doing stuff like, the more advanced like vehicles, and you can fight the ancient construct and stuff like that, I feel like the game becomes a lot better. And naval at the start is fun because it's something new, and it becomes a suck when it becomes a chore. So I feel like they should really focus on like the early parts of the game. Honestly, I think that for their nanopod change, they should just rework a ton of the early game units and the non-nano units. Just give them more variety to play with. But I think there should be more focus on like guild activities. Like everyone should want to join a guild. There should never be a moment where people are like, I don't want to join a guild for whatever reason. There should just be a lot of fun things to do with it.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you for the suggestion, Chum. That was actually a more insightful suggestion than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You thought I was gonna mess with you, weren't you?
Yeah, a little
You
bit.
thought I was gonna be like, ooh, guys. Okay, sorry.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, Waffle, I know that you're here and you're lurking. Did you have something that you wanted to add?
Yeah. So, when it comes to buildings, like what you were talking about with the hatchery, right, where it only has 2 units, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's in conjunction to that. You know how, eventually we'll get air units, right? And to be fair, a lot of those early on air units are like dog water. They're horrible. Like the crop duster, for example, right? If you ever played like the old games of like Command and Conquer, you can build like airfields where you can train planes. I feel like eventually we should get a thing similar to that, where we can train maybe not the best planes, like boss strike drop, but maybe like lower tier planes or something of the similar sense. So like the naval yard, we have a smaller selection of units to train.
Yeah.
And because like all air units right now, right, besides the Pelican, is locked behind either promos or boss strike drops. And like eventually I feel like we should get more planes. We should like mass produce them, because most units now can hit air too. It's not like they couldn't like in the beginning of when they were first introduced.
Yeah.
There is.
I mean, so the suggestion is just like an airport, right?
Yeah. Well, airstrip. Airport is different.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this suggestion is as old as air units. I think everybody would love to be able to train them. The question is, do you implement it at the risk of making air units less enviable, I guess, for like boss strike rewards? Because that is the staple boss strike reward, is getting an airplane that nobody else has. I'm pretty sure I'm talked about this recently, but it's hard to imagine planes not being super limited like they are currently. So, I mean, I would love to have this in the game, but at the same time, I want there to be a reason to do boss strikes. And so the question then becomes, what do you replace boss strike rewards with? Do you just make cooler planes? Do you make stronger versions of the same plane? Like, what do you do?
I mean, we have a thing, with Infected right now, how we have like, Apex and architecture types, and then like the other two tiers that aren't really worth anything. We can possibly have a similar system like that for like what you said, like lower, like crappier planes for mass production, if maybe one or two good ones sprinkled in.
True. I mean, that is kind of what the Pelican is right now, right? I mean, it's just a kind of mid plane that we're able to mass produce. So yeah, I mean, if that's what like the majority of the planes were, and there was maybe like one or two that were actually good, I guess the problem with that becomes there's always going to be somebody that can mass produce some kind of unit. Like even for whales, they're gonna mass produce promos, right? So you have to also think about the balance of the game as a whole. If you can mass produce planes, like how does that affect boss strikes going forward? There's going to be some boss strikes that you can cheese a lot harder if you are only fielding airplanes, right? Currently the most that you could realistically get is like maybe 5 or 6 copies of a plane at most, if you're talking about anything other than a Pelican. So I love the idea. I think I understand why Z2 or Madrona hasn't implemented anything like this yet. It seems like a balancing nightmare. Plus it ruins the balancing of like boss strikes. I mean, that just takes away 90% of the reason to even do them in the first place.
Yeah, there's
Do you
already
have any thoughts, Oolkki?
Yeah, I pulled up a suggestion, by the way. If you guys are in like a dark room, cover your eyes because this is not in dark mode. Let me pull this up because there was someone who made an airfield like quest line starting at level 30 about like making an airfield and planes and stuff like that. But the answer is already in the game actually with LTA versus normal air units. I can't remember what LTA stands for, but basically it's stuff like Aero Jetpack, which you can't use it on deep sea naval battles because it's like a light aircraft instead, and they just should separate planes into those two categories. Like there's some fights that use only high air, and then the LTA aircraft, like they are flying, but yeah, it might be like low terrain or something like that. But they should just use that, and then ground units can just hit LTAs, or maybe what?
Let me see. Greeny also said, seems easy to put restrictions in, like some land battles can't use planes, and then have air-only battles as another kind of encounter.
I mean, naval already has its thing. Plus, you can use airplanes, like any type of airplanes, for naval battles, whether it's over like the shore or deep sea.
I do like the idea of having some fights where they could even like tackle it like they do with defense units. Basically just make it where you can only field a certain amount of them, or you're allowed to field so many per different kind of encounter. That could also be an interesting way to tackle it. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to actually tackle it the more that we think about it, like you said, or like the suggestion said, or like Greeny has said, just either classifying them differently or having the game just put some restrictions on how many you can field. Stuff like that. That actually does kind of solve a lot of the issues that you could have with having too many different kinds of planes on the game. But
I mean, it's definitely a little ridiculous when you get a unit like Boar 2 and you can just place 8 of them down, one-shot everything, and nothing can even hit them.
Yeah.
Like,
the Boar is like the balance breaker when it comes to planes, for sure. Especially if you were in one of the guilds lucky enough to get way too many copies of them. That just kind of... I mean, I'm pretty sure that's very, very strong for the AS, for example. Just being able to field at least one boar, skyrockets your chances of winning by a ton. So, I agree.
Yeah,
there's definitely good ways to tackle it.
This is a suggestion someone made. I didn't pull up the suggestion, but this is the PDF they made for their airfield quest line that they made. So it starts at level 30, and it's just, they have like dialogue. I'm not gonna read all the dialogue. Here's like an example one: LOL Perkins versus Boar.
Was this in the suggestions board?
Yeah. This is. I didn't
Wow,
pull up the
this is-
suggestion. No, it's actually
It's so funny.
It's super peak.
The difference of level in some of the suggestions. There's some that are like 2 sentences, and then there's some that are like this, and it's just a script for the game,
Super
basically.
fully fleshed out. Yeah, it's very sick.
Yeah.
Build a bunker for noise complaint. Has you actually build an anti-aircraft turret? Oh my god. Defeat the planes. They actually used Evelyn Aceheart as an NPC in this. Thank you for stopping at Waffle, by the way, for getting us on this, because then I can talk about this now. But they used her as like a stand-in, which I actually think that they should do for all the other boss strike leaders as well. Because right now, like, they have super sick designs and personality from their boss strikes.
Yeah.
But they don't have anything in game. I also
Yeah.
I can't remember who I said this to earlier, but I think I talked about it in main. They should add mini bosses into boss strike, like Gantus lieutenant level combatants, like
Oh yeah, for sure, that would be awesome.
like Ace Heart in a fighter. It can literally just be a Boar 2 with a special camo on it and call it Ace Heart, and I would be sold. Right there.
That would actually be amazing. I don't know why they didn't utilize the cool character designs that they made. Like, I mean, it's my profile picture in HSC right now, but Yuzul, the Raptor trainer, it's so cool looking, but they just never use the character designs that they actually made.
They could just
gave
make
up on it
him
for some reason.
the guy on the Raptor, which I can't remember the name of right now.
With the skirmisher?
Yeah, they can literally just put him as a skirmisher with a special skin and
Yeah, they
give him like
could.
a ton of health and damage. That would be like
They literally could.
this
It would be
is,
very cool.
All right, capture. You just fight. Make some tool shit in the tool shop. 32. Make a distillery and make moonshine because Morgan needs to drink.
Yeah, of course.
And Evelyn, for some reason, helps you make stuff.
Interesting.
And then they have a barrel plane, which I think is very funny. It like the flying machine from Clash Royale.
Yeah.
Here we go. Concrete, extra smooth runway, and then you can build an airfield at level 33, which is like
Cool.
later naval. Naval's like what, 28, 27? Yeah,
Something
you
like
get it
that,
a couple levels after that, which I think makes a lot of sense. They can even mention it, like, oh, we can use these guys. Attack drone is added into the thing, and then that's the end of the quest.
You know how like there's the Silver Wolves, or sorry, there's the Raiders, then there's the Silver Wolves, and then there's like the Sovereign Navy, or not the Sovereign Navy, but the Rebels and stuff like that. Like there's kind of just different tiers of like encounters, effectively, for as our story progresses. I know that the Navy is kind of like a little bit end game, but it would be cool to like transition from Navy to more air combat, kind of like we did with Raiders to Silver Wolves. I would like to kind of transition to different kinds of fights and stuff like that. That would be very cool in my opinion.
Okay, actually, we can revisit, where is it, the boarding action thing. It would be neat if you could set a formation, 2 formations, right? Let's say that the first 2 waves of a fight are on naval, and then the 3 and 4 you go up to the skies and you have a airfield fight in like the middle of boss strike. That could be a neat idea. Balancing wise, I don't know how that would work, but I think that could be cool.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. That'd be difficult.
Very. It could be neat though. All right. Darth M4 for the rotating promo unit store. Also, I really want aircraft to be normalized in Battle Nations, so that way we can get more interesting boss strike rewards. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, because I know people love their planes, but the only reason they love them so much from boss strike is because there's no other way to get them in the game. And I think that it's very... Like, there are so many cool aircraft designs that they've already made. Like, they suck half the time, but the Falcon's Nest is so cool. The Dirigible is sick. The Chinook should just be a troop that you can make. Like, I don't know. I think that would be...
Yeah, I mean, to counteract like my own point from earlier, I was saying earlier, like, it's kind of difficult to balance air stuff. But I would like, as you mentioned, for the aircraft stuff to be a little bit more common, just because like because it's so it plays such a small role in the total scheme of the game. It's hard to like balance the air stuff, just because there's not like enough units that we can realistically achieve, especially if you join in, let's say, a year from now, and if they do reintroduce the whole FOMO scheme, it's kind of hard to like balance the game around actual navy or aircraft content. We just don't like we don't have enough of it, and nobody can produce enough units. That it's just not something that we can feasibly interact with very often. So it would be nice to make that more common, and then we can actually get more interesting units. And then the boss strike units, like you mentioned, can be even cooler, or they can even introduce promo aircraft units, which would be pretty cool. I'm sure that they can come up with something awesome. Like a legendary bird would be kind of pretty sick, in my opinion. So
like
I don't know. There's tons of cool content that takes place in the sky. That's like one of the biggest pillars of real life military.
Yeah, literally. And
like, why don't we have this?
You can't balance boss strike planes because I don't know if you noticed, I'm sure everyone's noticed, but the planes in boss strike are either complete shit and they completely suck and they're awful, or they're insanely overpowered and there's literally no in between. There's not a plane in there that's like, it's kind of mid. They're either trash or they're super insane, because it's either like, if the only people who can get them are people who participate in strike and rank high, right, then you're either giving out insanely overpowered units to only the top level players, or you're giving out crap units to everyone. So, I don't know. Just give it to the whole player base and then figure it out from there. That's how I think they should do it.
Pretty much, yeah, for
All
sure.
right. Rotating promo unit store. I always like the idea of a limited stock, weekly rotating promo unit store. I guess we can think of Xur from Destiny, if anyone's played Destiny. So they're always available, no FOMO like the old game, but still released to us in a trickle of sorts to maintain their specialness and balance. I don't need to even read this to know how it's going to go.
Okay.
Do we think that promo units should be FOMO, yes or no? Or should promos be a one-time only, you can only get it during this time unit?
Okay, what a can of worms. Okay, I've stated my opinion on this multiple times. I think what they should do, as much as I love, and I'm sure a lot of other people and whales love to do, is gatekeep units. I will say, I think I would rather them take the gacha approach, which is basically just having banners, and the banners release, and then they're here for maybe a week or so, and then they go away for maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, however long they want it to go away for, and then they just come back around for another week, and then they go away again. I think that's the best way to deal with it. Basically, it's just like mini strokes of FOMO. So you're not completely missing out. You can eventually come back and actually get it. But I think that people should be able to get busted units. I mean, maybe you don't have the money to actually get it immediately. I think that you should have the ability to eventually, let's say, for example, the legendary sandworm, of course, the number one example, is back and it's broken again. And it's necessary for going crazy in the boss strike. You need it to get a lot of points or something like that. I think that people should be able to actually get it past its original release date. It kind of sucks to not be able to get some of the cool units.
Okay, I put up a poll in the chat. So far, a majority, 6 people. The only 2 people who voted for FOMO promos are Greenie and Greenie and Waffle. Actually,
2 whales.
So
not really, but kind of.
I don't want a rotation, but I don't like a permanent availability. Yeah, I agree on that. I actually think a promo, so we can combine the trading ship idea with the rotating promo shop idea. Every week, like, I'm sure there's probably a decent amount of you that's played Destiny and know what Xur is, but if you don't know the way it works, Xur will come I can't remember exactly how it works, but every weekend he'll come for 3 days and sell exotics for you to buy. And so it can work like that. Whenever we get promos in the game, we can have a trader come by every weekend for 3 days, and it'll have, or like the Valorant store, if any of you have played Valorant, and how you have your black market. it can, or night market, it can be exactly like
Okay.
that. Random promos. It can be random for everyone, or like a regular like shop that's the same for everyone. Either way.
Okay, so this is like
yeah,
my
go
shop
for it.
from League of Legends as well. It's the same. I mean, same company as Valorant. It's yeah. So so you're talking about it potentially being customized to you, because that's how it works in like some of those games. Is that what actually shows up in the shop is a little bit random and kind of tailored to what you would want as a player. Do you want it to be like that, or just completely random, or would you want it to be set?
I would say it's either like Xur has a set inventory for everyone. Like you can literally go on YouTube and look up what Xur has in shop and see if you want to go check them out and get the stuff. Or it can be like the Valorant Black or Night Market where you get like 5 random choices like for everyone, and everyone's Night Market is different. I think it should be normalized for everyone like Xur, simply because like if you have crazy good luck and your trader has like, you know, legendary mammoth, legendary boar, legendary raptor, and then my night market has fucking death from above, you know, demolisher, I don't know, tank crusher or some shit. Someone's night market is clearly better than mine, and now they have an immediate advantage in
Yeah.
a boss trick. So I think it should be normalized like
Yeah, for
Xur
sure.
is.
I,
So,
I agree.
yeah. Weekly Battle Nations Nightfall with a chance to get promos. I don't know if you guys have watched AP streams, but he said, and I think like Gunvi and Murph have also said it as well, that the legendary animals should be mini bosses that you can fight, like they just spawn in their respective places, and then you get like a 5% chance of getting them. I actually think that's a fun idea. I do also hold the opinion that boss drops should be the best units in the game, simply because everyone can get them.
Interesting.
But yeah. I mean,
Legendary
I'm a whale
Sandworm
with...
as a boss.
Yeah, and then you can get it like randomly. I'm a whale that can get shit whenever he wants, right? I'm not gonna miss a promo unit. But I know for a lot of people, like you miss one weekend because you're doing something, like don't go out on your nature retreat. Because Legendary Mammoth is coming out that weekend, and if you don't have any Wi-Fi, it's over. And then you get into like, account sharing or whatever, where, you know, go get on my account and buy this thing for me because
Yeah.
I'm not home. And I feel like it's definitely a lot of issues for sure. Drops.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Okay, now Reanime just said drops from AC should have extra damage or extra multiplier damage against AS. AS drops should have 5 times damage against failing tank.
5x? That's a lot.
Basically as a way for people who don't have AC drops, cough cough Yugami, are cooked when when AS comes out. I'm set. I got my Dexter frag. That's my one Dexter frag. I get the idea as like a boss progression thing, like you do, but they would have to. Okay, you know what? I was totally gonna save this for next week. By the way, guys, we might have a special guest on next week. I need to work something out. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but I might be able to get someone.
We'll see.
I might be able to get someone on on here next week.
Yep, it's Boris. You got it. Wow, that's crazy. Good guess.
It's not Boris, but that could be something I look into. But I am planning to try and get someone on here next week. I don't know if it'll actually work. It might be in 2 weeks' time, but I'm gonna try for it. But how do you guys? I'm gonna put up another poll for this one. Also, my opinion is that I think that there should be a traveling trader that sells promos for the same for everyone. It's completely random.
Okay.
This is what you can get for nanopods. And someone said, I think it was Golf. Oh no, it was Zello. For that to work, nanopods would have to be a sustainable resource. Tapjoy, you're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, I'm putting up a
Tapjoy
poll.
is so terrible. It was
Come on.
not. It was not fun.
Let me come on. People need to. Oh, by the way, infected year-round black nano farm for nanopods. You're welcome. No, tired. I don't mean that it would be random. I mean the selections would be random, but everyone has the same random shop.
Yes.
Because then, like I
Yeah.
said before, like RNG would be cooked for some people, and my blessed RNG would give me all legendary animals and you know, like Nomad or something.
Yeah, I know. I'm already like sad enough about not getting a boss drop. I can't imagine if I got a terrible promo shop and I just had to live with that. Yeah, I think I think I'd prefer it to be standardized across everybody, just completely random. So there could be a week where we just get nothing actually good in the promo shop, but um, you think it should actually be every week though for a promo
It
shop?
could be like once a month.
Okay, yeah, I'd be fine with once a month. I think like once a week would just be a drain on nanopods for a lot of people.
Yeah, I could see a once a month at the end of the month. Black market opens. Maybe right before boss strike would be fun, or something like that.
Okay, read it out.
Sorry.
Read out the thing you just posted because
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, I posted a new poll. Should there be a pity system? I think like once every 3 months for like a week even. Yeah, it could be like once a month or once every 2 months for something like that. Hiker's asking for a spot on stage. All right, request.
okay. God.
All right, this better be good.
Yeah,
Right.
that's actually better be good. Come on.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Anyways, what I want to say is, I used to play a game in which it was very co-op intensive. So it was very clan centric, yeah.
Okay.
And so basically, the better your clan did, there was a black market that you can level up, and the higher your clan level was, the more you can level up the black market, and then you would get better stuff, you know.
So the whales get
So-
stronger and the free to plays get weaker. Let's go.
Wow.
No, I mean, if your guild does very well, like, you know, our own guild, we need to contribute gold to level up the guild so we get more member slots and whatever. Well,
Yeah.
if we add the black market concept to the game, we can also like level up the black market so you get slightly better options and like more options, let's say.
So that is a pretty good idea. I mean, it's interesting. The problem is kind of like Oolkki said. What do you do about the guilds that just have more whales and then can farm more like resources or boss strike points or whatever it takes to actually level up the black market? Like, some people are going to have an inherent advantage. Do you just deal with it? Do you try and balance it? Like, how do you deal with that if you did implement something like that?
I was thinking more about like you use gold to upgrade.
Okay, so kind of like leveling up a guild.
Yeah, level up, like it should be like separate from like
Okay.
adding more guild members. Adding more guild members should not be like the level of the clan.
Okay.
And then like leveling up the clan itself should be done through activities such as takes how good you do in boss strike, like what tier you reach gives a certain amount of XP, or like PvP when it's introduced. Maybe your clan placement on the leaderboard will give XP as well.
Okay. And what would be in the black market exactly?
I mean, I just remember this because you guys were talking about the units, but it doesn't really need to be units to it. In the game I played, you used to be able to buy the currency equivalent of nanopods in
Okay,
these
so
markets.
you could just get nanopods from it.
Yeah, but they were like very rare and limited, of course. But everyone got the same, of course. Everyone
I
in the
see.
clan got the same.
Okay.
Anyway.
But
The only reason I don't like that is because like it literally just becomes the top guilds would absolutely slam that immediately day one and have.
well,
And it also means that there is no RNG for having bad unit. Like you would only be getting good units as a top guild, and the lower guilds would only get the shitter units, and they would stay in the in the bunker while everyone else has their lineup of legendary mammoth and legendary raptor. And also that would mean that Madrona has to place promos in tiers and say, okay, these units are for the high level guilds and these units are for the bad. And I feel like that kind of just creates more disparity when the whole point of this is to create less disparity between people to
True.
make things a little more even.
But he did say that like to level it up, it would be gold, which there's a lot of crazy gold farmers that are free to play. I know a few personally. I mean, I think the only people that would actually struggle are like the really small guilds, the ones that have like less than 30-ish people currently. Those are the ones that would definitely struggle, but they're gonna struggle for boss strike points as well. So like, I mean, I think they kind of just need to kind of group together and stuff like that, and maybe, you know, gather their members together, make a larger guild, so that way they can farm
Well, this is going up on YouTube, by the way.
boss
So
strike
try
points
not to say
better.
that.
I don't know. I think that there's definitely some people that would be just fine without being in a crazy good guild.
A
I think that they would be
majority
able
of
to get it.
people are gonna be like, for me, for instance, right? Let's say I'm not an HSC and I'm looking for a guild, and I go, okay, these guilds have the max level black market. I want to be in there. And I look at another guild that has everything I want and all my friends in it, but they have a shit black market. That might make me go like, you know, I can still be friends with these people in a different guild that will actually give me good rewards. And like, how many low level players are realistically like, for instance, I'm in, I don't know, free to win, you know. How much gold is Free to Win going to have? Especially after they level up their guild and spend all their gold leveling up their guild to get their members in. And now they look over at the black market and that's just level 1. And then their black market comes out and they got Death from Above, you know, I don't know, Tank Crusher, Raider Brawler in there. While HSC is touting Legendary Mammoth, you know.
I mean, I
Legendary
see your
Sandworm.
point. I think that, and this is kind of a different discussion, but I do think that smaller guilds should probably like merge with other guilds, because it's in their best interest to have like at least 80 people to be able to do boss strikes a little bit better. So, I mean, I understand your perspective, but I guess my point of view is just a little bit different. I think that unless you have like a really good reason for staying in like a very small guild, most people are going to be going towards guilds that are closer to full capacity or have better members in it. And so I think guilds should just prioritize becoming as big as possible and being able to service as many people as possible. In which case, I think it wouldn't be a problem to have a black market like this, especially if it didn't give you stuff like promos and it just gave you stuff like Iker said, nanopods or resources, specifically like tier 3 or tier 4, something to that effect. If it just gave you resources that you could buy or whatever, I think that would be probably a pretty good use case for it. If it was different shops for promo units, like you were saying, Oolkki, like if you had to level it up so you could have a chance at buying a legendary sandworm, then I agree. It might be a little bit much. But if you just tone down the rewards that you can get from it, I think it's probably better.
I think.
Like,
Go ahead, Iker.
Alright. In the game that I used to play, when black markets came out, it had like you can buy the different guns, limited edition guns, and everything. But then the developers did realize what you guys just talked about, so they removed all the guns and they put out more like.
Wait,
the
what
currency.
game is this? By the way, I'm just curious.
I'm kind of ashamed of my past, so I won't
Okay,
I won't be revealing it.
I don't even want to know.
He playing
Okay,
the
whatever.
game. He ain't trying to mention it.
Anyways, so the main function of the black market was to trade resources for like other resources that you don't have, or at least at like a better rate than if you just nanoport the resources, for example.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I do like that idea personally, as long as it doesn't involve promos. I think once you start getting promos involved, that's when things get a little bit hairy.
Yeah, I think promo shouldn't be involved. I think there shouldn't be units in the black market, to be honest.
No,
It should
I
just
think
be
that it should be
resources.
promos because I think that they should have more accessibility. A random set, the same for everyone. So if you missed a promo the first time, it comes back on the market, but it's a random chance. Madrona leaves it completely up to chance. These are the units that go up on the market and people can buy them. Like, they can even limit it to just one purchase. You can only get up to one from black market. So if you miss it the first time where you could buy as many as you wanted from promo, or like, 3 or 5 of them or whatever, this time it's only one. instead. I don't know.
Hmm.
I think that opening up promos to something like that is a good idea. Personally.
Would it still be purchased with nanopods, or would it be with
Yeah,
a
with
different
nanos.
resource?
With nanos.
Okay.
Daily rewards. I know people are talking a lot about having like a weekly or dailies. They could reward nanopods. Maybe dailies give up to like 5 max a day or something like that, and then weeklies you could get like 100. Oh, our resident no drop drop is here now, guys. So you can continue to make fun of him like you were earlier.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and maybe they can like add the SP boost that is not in the game yet into the black market as well. I think everything there should be like one-time purchases as well. So like for
One-time
example,
purchases.
like 50 nanopods for 20 widgets. You can only purchase it once.
That's
and
a
they come
terrible. That's a terrible deal. That is
just
being
an
ripped off.
Holy
That is being
cow,
ripped
yeah.
off.
Bro,
just an example,
free to
just an
plays are in
example.
heaven, but that is definitely a conversion rate.
and then
20
you buy it
widgets.
once, and then you buy it once, and then you know the slot with
Wait,
that
wait.
free-
Backtrack. I just had to think about this for one more second. A widget, doesn't it cost 50 nanopods?
Yes. Bro, I'm
That's
buying.
just an example.
We're buying
That's
one
just
widget
an
for
example.
20. We're buying one widget for
That was
20.
just the example,
Holy,
guys.
this is
Don't
a
forget.
W deal.
All right.
Anyways,
Well,
the
yeah.
key thing about that example was that it's a one-time purchase. Like once you buy it,
Sure.
the trade doesn't get like.
Well, in that case, it should be an
Refresh.
actually good deal. But I do agree with you. As long as it's not widgets that you're spending.
Holy cow.
But yeah, I
Wait,
do
you-
agree. That would be an interesting idea.
More ways to obtain nanopods is a good thing. Not too
Absolutely.
crazy,
Yeah.
because we don't, you don't want it to be overinflated, but helping out free to plays a little bit could definitely ease the gap between all the pay to plays and free to plays.
Yeah, and the idea of upgrading the black market is to introduce more choice, and I think maybe at like specific level jumps, like if your black market went to level 3, you get a 2% discount. Like
Okay.
everything
Yeah.
has a standard price in resources to trade. And
I
then if you
see.
get black market level 3, it will be 2% discount, level 6, 4%, level 9,
Okay.
6%.
So kind of like Discord Nitro boosts. The higher level you are, you just
I
unlock
see.
more features. Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate the suggestion. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was a high quality
for the
suggestion.
Actually, was. It's a very interesting idea. So thank you.
All right, that's it. So I'll be
Peace.
leaving. Thanks.
Appreciate you. All right, here I dropped a poll earlier in the chat on
Hmm.
hot topic. Here we go. Should there be a pity system for boss drops? And 8 people said yes, which I will now read out their names
Hold
to
on.
expose everyone who said yes. I'm just kidding. And then, okay, for some reason it says only 4 people said no, but there are 6 votes here.
Yeah, it went up because you pulled it up.
Did I?
I
Oh,
voted
okay.
last second as well.
Okay, more people voted for no. This is my take on a pity system. The problem with the pity system is that it feels very like handout-y, I guess. And I think
Yeah.
there are 2 ways I think it should work. It's either 1, you get the boss drop on the first kill of a boss, guaranteed, and then after that, it's 5% random for more. Because
I know
most
some
boss
games do
drops,
that,
you
yeah.
only need 1. Like, 1 range fragment is like the highest peak of range fragment, and then the more that you get after that, they get, what's it called? The loss of something over time. Like decreasing
Oh,
value.
yeah.
I can't remember what the term for it is, but the first range fragment is always your most valuable, and then they go down in value at diminishing returns. Thank you, Reanimated. And then they go down in value over time. So either it's on the first kill that you get it, guaranteed, and then after that it's just random, or, and this is my idea, my super awesome idea, guys. Listen to this one. So
Yeah,
bosses can drop a resource, another tier 5 resource. It can be called like scrap.
More resources.
It can
oh
be
my
called
God.
like scrap or something like that, right? Every time that you kill a boss, you get 1 to 2 scrap, or guaranteed 2 scrap.
Ancient scrap. Yes.
And you get you get a shop. There is a shop that you can go to
Oh my god.
and spend your scrap on stuff. It can be like tier 4 resources, boss drops, tier 3s. I don't know, something like that. So like 50 gears can be worth 10 scrap or something like that. And I mean, with three bosses in the game right now, let's say you get 2 from every single one. That's like what, 6? About 6 a week if your bosses are spawning every 7 days. So, and then let's say boss drops are like 40 scrap or 30 scrap. So if your RNG is trash and your drop right now, 52 boss kills, nothing to your name, or Yugami with literally nothing to your name at all, you can use your scrap that you've been saving. Like, drop at this point with 52 kills. If he's getting 2 scrap per thing, would have 2 boss drops at this point. Which I feel like is pretty, I feel like that's pretty fair. It's to ensure you not having shit RNG. And if you don't have shit RNG and actually get boss drops, now I can spend my scrap, let's say like 30 scrap for a certain amount of widgets or something like that. Or something. You can spend it on tier 4 resources. And people could save their scrap for, like, in the middle of a boss strike, you need more widgets or more gears for healing or something. You have a ton of scrap because you have boss drops, and then you can spend that in game. I don't know how you guys
swear,
like that.
Every suggestion from the VN community either adds a menu or a currency.
There's only
we love our menus and currencies.
Come on, there's only 3 tier 5 resources. I don't even think that this sucks. I feel like that's good. I like it better than just say automatic, you get this, and, you know, that's it. Here you go, a boss drop, because that feels kind of, like, cheap. That makes the boss drop less rewarding, though. Yeah, I'm sure drop feels that way with having 52 kills and nothing. Shit, when I got my Dexter, I wasn't even that excited for it, because it had been so long, and I've been doing boss kills for so long, that, like, okay, I finally got it. Like, that's just how I felt at that point. And I haven't even touched it since I got it. If anything, maybe every X amount of kills without a drop, the percent chance slightly increases. I don't love that. I know AP has suggested that a couple times, but it feels a very... I don't know. I like there being a more, like, direct player interactable system than, like, a in the background affects it in some way that you can't see type system.
Yeah. The most for something like that I would want is, like, being in a guild increases your drop rate by 1%. I think that there should be more benefits to actually joining a guild. I know that there's, like, stuff like boss strikes and stuff like that, but I think that there needs to be, like, a more tangible bonus. The best thing that you get is, like, an SP boost, but I don't think it's a crazy SP boost. But I mean, I would like some way to get boss drops more consistently, but the thing is they wouldn't be nearly as interesting if you could get them more consistently. Yeah. And I think a lot of the allure is that they're just hard to get, and I think that's probably fair. I mean, I don't have a drop. I would love a drop, if I'm being honest, but I'm not gonna say that the drop rate should be increased or something like that. I don't really personally mind all that much. There's plenty of units to rank up. There's plenty of units that are very strong, and you definitely don't need a boss drop. At least not right now. Once AS comes out, it's going to be a little bit of a different story, but that's not even going to be very doable unless you're spending nanopods. So
yeah, the biggest problem with not getting them guaranteed is something like AS. It's literally why they didn't give us level 50. Because if I go and I kill it with my, nanopod strat, and I get a range frag day 1 and boss strike is next day, I am immediately touting, way more points 100%. Than everyone else, even if it's only 1. Nerf miner, indeed.
For sure. What are we at for time?
109.
Okay, that's not bad.
Next time topic should be unit balancing. Fun fact, if I get the guests that I want on, it actually is unit balancing.
Oh boy. We should get Max in here or something for that as well.
I have I think that I can do this. I should have already contacted them about it, but I kept forgetting, and now I'm kind of Oh, Max is in
Wait.
here. Uh-oh.
Max crashed the party. Hi,
Well-
Max.
Max, do you have something to say?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. This is all right. I saw what someone just said because reanimated, and this got me thinking about it. Where's he at? Right here. Reanimated said the main boss strikes should be extremely unit limited, only one of each type for special promos. Then a second endgame mode where spamming the top OP units is helpful. Elaborate on that because I'm a little confused on how that would work, maybe. But what I did want to bring up is AP's suggestion for the universal boss strike. I don't know if you guys have seen the suggestion or not, but the idea is that boss strikes will no longer be tied to guilds and instead will be, I don't know if you guys were playing Black Ops 3 whenever they did this, but there was an event for the boxing glove melee weapon where every single player in the game had to get like a certain amount of kills or something like that, and that would tally up to people getting boxing gloves, like a special melee weapon for everyone that participated. And the way that would work for us is that every player is in the same, obviously the same boss strike pool, and everyone works to getting the same rewards instead of it being individual metrics. Yes, but everyone is basically like, let's say that to get tier 10 is like 20 billion points or something like that, and everyone in the game works towards that 20 billion point metric. And then they suggested, because the first immediate complaint was, okay, well, you know, let's say me, I put in this X amount of points more than everyone else. The people who do like one battle and get, you know, the top reward versus me who puts in hella work and I get the same reward as them, which feel kind of, you know, unrewarded. They said like the top X amount of players could get a special like decoration or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like the top 10% of players get like a profile picture could be pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't need to be anything crazy. There should probably also just be point minimums, if I'm being honest. I don't know why you would be able to participate and only have contributed one fight's worth of points. You know, I think there should probably be a minimum amount of points that you need to contribute to be considered active during the event. But that's just my opinion.
Sorry, I'm responding to what Iker said. This guy plays like 50 friggin' games. Every time I talk to him, he's like, yeah, this other game I played, they've been doing this. Or something like that. Okay. I said this in the thread because I was chatting in there for a bit. My biggest issue with it is it's like, bro, I mean, I totally care about getting like all the stuff in the game because I want to have all the promo units and I want to have all the limited time stuff. But like, I would not care at all about boss strike in the slightest if I know for a fact that if I just put in like a decent amount of points, I'm gonna get the tier 10 reward because everyone will just get there no matter what. Like, the reason why I want to grind so hard is, and this is why people go so hard on boss strike, is because it's all about pride and ego. That's literally the driving force for people doing good in boss strike, is that they want themselves and their guild to be, you know, top of the line. They want to be the number one guild on boss strike. Look at us. We reached a tier higher than you guys and got the exact same reward. You know, everyone's probably going to hit like around tier 14. And the only difference at that point is how many points into tier 14 did you get. But
yeah, I mean, we'll have to see because the point ranges could be changed as well. I have no idea what Madrona is planning, but I also kind of like Golf's idea. He just posted in the chat. He said, I like the idea of guild performance setting the range of rewards available and individual performance setting what you actually get. That's not a bad idea. I feel like it might create a little bit of complaining from maybe some of the lower point performers, but it is an interesting idea. I mean, there's a lot of really good ideas for content from the community, in my opinion. I just think that Madrona needs to take a bunch of these ideas, mess with them a little bit, tweak some of the numbers, etc., and then come out with a final product, because there's a lot of really interesting concepts.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems with the game right now is that, like, for instance, if you want to be a competitive guild and you want to be a top tier competitive guild, you literally need to sit here and play this game for hours and hours on end, grinding units, and then when the boss strike rolls around, you sit down for the boss strike and you grind. You know, we estimated if you're doing full clears that it's like 5 hours a day for 2 million points, which isn't like, it's like a you have to take off work to be competitive type thing, and that's very brutal for some people, you know. And it's fine if you can take like a weekend off or something like that, but like it's really tough. Just play at work. Yeah, I wish. Wouldn't that be a blessing? But like even for me, you know, I'm at max medals and I've got most of my stuff like pretty ready to go for boss strike. Whenever I work, I only play like about an hour a day, and then on my days off is where I spend most of my time grinding. But everything in this game is just like a grind fest where your face is literally melting off because you're looking at your computer screen for so long. And I feel like it's going to drive a lot of people away who aren't here because they love the game so much as a kid, you know? And I think that's a bad thing for game longevity. So doing something else with boss strike to make it less stare at your screen all day, I think would help a lot. Like, boss strike should not be the measurement of how powerful your guild is. It should be guild versus guild. Which I'm not going to talk about here because that could literally be talked about for an entire 3 hours.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to be said when it comes to the guild stuff. So I think that's definitely better saved for another episode, for sure.
Yeah, probably unit balancing is next. That's what I wanted to do next. And then I wanted to do oh shit, why is it slipping me? I wanted to do like future of the game with another guest. We'll see if I can get them on. I might have I think I can do some more. I think I can work some wonders.
Networking.
Yeah, I've already got one down, so I mean,
okay.
I feel like just asking is my best bet. Okay. I don't know. Do you want to keep going? We're at an hour 17.
No, I think that's probably a good place to end it. So if you just want to cap it off.
Okay. That's where we're at for today. We are going to be doing this every week. At the same time every week. I think Max already put up an event list that says that we're doing it Thursdays every single week. For those of you who aren't able to watch these live like every single time, we are going to be editing these up, like cutting them up, putting them on YouTube. I don't know if we'll do like a full hour VOD or if we're gonna make them like smaller segments. But yeah, we decided to do it like this so that way we could have a bit of chat interactivity from HSC, and it's kind of like a gift for you guys, you know, being a part of the guild, to be able to see it first and be able to ask us questions and see everything live.
Yeah.
But yeah. I wanted to enter the YouTube space. Yugami suggested the podcast idea. And honestly, I thought this went pretty well. It was a little shaky at the start, but
yeah, just a little bit. But it's okay.
Yeah,
it's the first one.
Definitely settled into it about halfway through. So I'm glad that you guys came out. I'd like to see everyone back again because your guys' suggestion and input is very valuable to us. We got a lot of good stuff going on.
Absolutely.
If you guys have anything that you want to see talked about, you can DM me or Yugami, and we will mark it down for next week or weeks after episode. The topic for next episode is going to be unit balancing and how they should do that. That might even expand into 2 episodes depending on how long it ends up being. But yeah, we'll be back next Thursday to do this again, and every Thursday in the future. Probably take a break in terms of whenever Boss Strike comes out. We'll probably, you know, obviously not be doing this when Boss Strike is out.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know. That would be a fun episode to be talking while doing Boss Strike. Could be entertaining.
I feel like we would be silent and just staring at
our
screen.
Literally. Freaking goon brain just staring at my screen, not even saying anything to anyone. Yeah. That would definitely be something. All right. But that'll be it for today. Thank you guys for coming out. And make sure that you DM me or Yugami if you guys have any suggestions that you want to get from us. And we'll be seeing you guys next week. Thank you.
See you next week, y'all.